I've been interested in the situation that apparently came to a head last night with Rush Limbaugh being told that no, he cannot become a part owner of a professional football team. I can understand both sides of that argument, just like the whole political thing. Rush has made some bad mistakes about black people, particularly black quarterbacks, so that's perfectly understandable why some team owners, some managers, some players don't want anything to do with him as an owner in the league. But on the other hand, it might have been the making of the man. I never can tell. You know, they say that Rush is not a political figure, he's an entertainer. Well, I wish that a lot of the people who listen to his baloney and think it's gospel would understand he's entertaining them. He's taunting them, playing with the political situation to make money for his subscribers or his sponsors, the people that have made him a millionaire by paying him to spout all that stuff. You know what? You've got to be a member of an ownership team. He would have to have functioned a little bit different than you would think when you listen to the way he talks and puts everything down that's not just his point of view, which he would claim is the Republican point of view. Heaven to Betsy, I know some Republicans that think he's an abomination and that think that he's the worst thing that ever happened to the Republican Party. But boy, oh boy, the majority of the people seem to buy into what he's saying and doing. To where I think a politician, an elected politician, a Republican that doesn't really agree with him, doesn't dare say anything for fear that Rush will come after him and help get him unseated in favor of somebody that's more radical. That's a pretty sad situation. But had he been permitted to be one of the ownership team, you know, his vote wouldn't have been any more than the next owners, unless they had some sort of a deal where who put the most money in, and he'd put the most money in. But I don't think that'd be it. I think he'd form a team that the team has one vote each. And if he was in that kind of situation, he would have to yield occasionally. He would have to compromise occasionally. He would have to tolerate some decisions that he personally didn't think were right. But if you're going to be part of the team, once the group makes the decision, you have to back it. You got to be part of the team. Concept I'm not sure Rush understands very much, but maybe he does. You know, he surely must have known that much of what George Bush did was terrible, but you would never have known it listening to him on the daily rant. Yeah, I was probably very naive, but I thought maybe Rush might be honest in what he says, and that in being in the real world of business, where you have to make decisions, not always just the decision you'd like to make, but with give and take, reach decisions and stand by them, that he might change a little, might become a little bit moderate, which to him is, ooh, that's liberal to be moderate. You got to be way over all that right to be right. Would have been interesting. I guess it's not going to happen. Sounds like it's definite. But it would have been an interesting thing to see what would have happened when he dealt with the real world instead of being idolized and supported by big money because he makes money for somebody else and makes himself rich.